Peach just got her own game in Princess Peach Showtime, and in this video, I'm going to 100% complete it. The last game I 100%ed by good feel led me to insanity, so I'm hoping this one's not as bad. Anyway, let's go through the plan. Step 1 was to finish all of the levels and complete the game. I'm not going to worry about grabbing every collectible on my first playthrough, as I can already tell I'm going to be playing these levels a lot. Step 2 is to clean up any collectibles I missed, obtain all of Peach's and Stella's outfits, and complete the boss challenges as well, but we'll talk about them later. The game begins with Peach receiving an invitation to the Sparkle Theatre. When she arrives, it all goes wrong, believe it or not. Madam Grape and the Sour Bunch attack the theatre. Really, Nintendo? The Sour Bunch? Anyway, Peach gets trapped inside the theatre, and after meeting up with Stella, I entered my first level. Each level of the game revolves around a transformation for Peach, with this one being Sword Fighter. I'm not gonna lie, being a sword fighter was pretty cool. You can counter enemy attacks, and do this cool jump over them. While playing these levels, there's usually about 10 sparkle gems to find. One way of finding these is to pose in certain parts of the level, as doing that takes you under the stage. These secret little areas are pretty easy to miss, so I tried to keep my eye out for them while I was playing. But the thing is, if you miss a sparkle gem, you can't go back to get it if you go too far into the level. So I'm going to have to replay these levels quite a few times. But as I said before, I'm going to do all that in the post game, which you'll see why later. While playing through levels, there's also this little character who's in trouble, and if you help him, he'll give you a bow or ribbon as thanks. For example, in this level I had to make the trees bloom to cheer him up a bit. After defeating my first little mini-boss, I'd completed the first level. When I returned back to the lobby, a shop had opened up, where I could buy outfits for Peach and Stella. I already had one outfit from helping that guy from earlier, but I could buy some more for the coins that I get through playing levels. I'm going to have to get all of these for 100% completion, so I tried to keep my eye out for as many coins as possible while I was playing. The next level I played was baking themed, and I'm not going to lie, I enjoyed this way too much. I mean, come on, just look at Peach's animation here. You can earn sparkle gems here by decorating the cakes that appear, and if you fail, the only thing you can really do is restart the level. It's not too hard to decorate the cakes here, but you don't really want to waste time taking it too slow. Making cookies here though can be a bit of a pain when you're trying to get all the sparkle gems. After I completed the first floor of the theatre, my first proper boss appeared. I was feeling pretty confident and ready to fight it. It's called the Disco Wing, and was a pretty basic first boss. The way you beat it is by launching the exit drops back into it while it's above you. Simply do this 3 times, and the fight's over. After defeating each boss on the floor, a rehearsal challenge becomes available. The first one is a sword fighter challenge, and for some reason, this was the hardest one in the game for me. The other ones like the Kung Fu and Cowgirl ones weren't too hard, but this one made me struggle. You have to kill loads of enemies in the time limit without getting hit, and man did I struggle to reach the gold score of 140. During my initial tries though, I was making a crucial mistake. I wasn't making use of the upwards attack, so I was missing out on quite a few easy kills. I kept coming back to this challenge after completing some levels on the higher floors, and after a little bit of practice, and realising I could actually attack upwards, this happened. I unlocked these EX challenges after beating the bosses, so let's go through some of them. The second boss is a giant snake, and to be honest, I was starting to get Arkham Scarecrow flashbacks. You have to be stealthy to not be spotted by it, otherwise if you get caught, it will turn back time and send you to the start of the area. You can hit these lights to stun it, which gives you some time to make it to the big light to fully knock it out. I managed to attack it 3 times, and the fight was over. The third floor boss was this giant cat that uses its hands to attack. I'll be honest here, I'm not a huge fan of this fight. I even died during it, which isn't my proudest moment. You just get it to launch this mouse bomb into it 3 times and it's over. The boss challenges for this fight was also kind of annoying, which I'll get to later. The penultimate boss was Spot Lion, and it's this Alex the Lion looking thing. It shoots out these little orbs of light that you have to send back at it. This fight can be a little tricky sometimes, but it's easy enough and I got it done. Then that just left the final boss, which isn't even at the top floor. Instead, it's in the basement. Before we get to that though, I want to go through some of my favourite transformations. The ice skating levels were pretty fun, and for some reason they reminded me of that Christmas Mickey Mouse film. Whoever composed the ninja level theme went crazy for no reason at all. I like the stealth sections during these ninja levels, and the wall parts are pretty cool as well. I liked hiding in the grass and then dashing to take out an enemy. Also, I gotta say, the Mighty Peach levels are really cool, especially the part where you throw that spaceship around. Anyway, let's talk about the basement. All of the sparklers that went missing are trapped down here, and to free them, you have to beat their levels. There's 10 of these in total, one for each transformation. All of the levels down here are pretty cool. They have you working together with the sparkler to beat the enemies and escape the area that you're trapped in. Freeing all of the sparklers unlocks the final boss, where Peach faces off against Madame Grape. With all of the sparklers freed, they give Peach their power, and she becomes Radiant Peach. The fight against Madame Grape is probably the most unique one. During the first phase, I just kinda sat there spamming B. I had to hit her with sparkle power while avoiding any trains or planes that she uses. With enough hits, I eventually beat the first phase of the fight and moved on to the final one. During the final phase of the fight, Peach starts using some Dragon Ball attacks. You have to keep hitting Grape with the beam of sparkle power. This was actually a pretty cool and cinematic final boss. And to be honest, it's probably one of my favourite Mario final bosses. Also, Radiant Peach is a really cool design. Eventually though, I beat Madame Grape and finished the game. With the final boss defeated, it was time to start the post-game. I can now trade sparkle gems for decorations in the lobby to spruce up the theatre a little bit. I'd already completed all of the EX challenges, so the only gems I'd left to get were the ones I missed during the levels in the theatre floors and basement. The reason I waited to replay these levels was because I also had to find these little ninja guys hidden in every level as well. I was starting to get Yoshi's Crafted World memories for a minute, but there's only 3 per level, so it wasn't that bad. Man, I hate those blocker fellas. Anyway, I started replaying all of the levels, grabbing every sparkle gem, while also looking out for the hidden ninjas. I gotta tell you though, some of these guys were a bit of a pain to find. There's one where he appears for just a brief second, and I kept replaying this level over and over until I just ended up looking it up online. But other than that and an ice skating one, most of them weren't too hard to find, but it did kinda take a while. Not being able to start over from checkpoints during levels is also kinda dumb. Having to restart a level just because you missed a gem or ninja is pretty annoying. If you're thinking of 100% in this game, definitely wait for the post game to replay the levels. You'll be able to get your missing sparkle gems and the ninjas at the same time. Replaying these levels did get me quite a few coins though, so in between collecting sparkle gems, I bought the outfits that I was missing. Now that I was in the post game, boss challenges were also available. I had to do all of these if I wanted to get every sparkle gem. They all have pretty basic requirements like defeating the boss without taking any damage, but some of them were a bit more particular. For example, I had to beat the snake boss without time reversing. I couldn't tell whether it counted the snake briefly seeing me as time reversing, or whether it was just when Peach gets properly sent back in time. It would be easier if the game actually told you whether you had failed a challenge or not. I could be playing against the boss without even knowing I had already failed a challenge earlier. It told you in Yoshi's Crafted World, so I don't even know what they were thinking here. Eventually I managed to beat it without getting seen, but to be honest, I still don't know what does and doesn't count as time reversing. My plan for these boss challenges was just to complete them one at a time, focusing on each objective individually. Taking no damage on the cat fight was kinda scary, as I died here on my first attempt of the boss, but once I learned its basic patterns, I got it done. One of the hardest boss challenges for me was the spotline one. The challenge was to only use 9 orbs to defeat it, which is the minimum to even beat the boss, by the way. Every shot had to be perfect. At first, it's simple enough. Just send the orb back at it when it fires it. But when the angles start coming into place, man, I had to be 100% sure the orb was going to hit it. Otherwise, I'd have to press that restart button. I had to be careful to not hit the decoys as well. This took me a few tries, but eventually, I did it. After cleaning up the rest of the levels and boss challenges, there were only 3 sparkle gems left for me to get. It was time for me to do the Madame Grape boss challenges. I'm here at the final boss challenge now. This is the last one. I've done all of the other ones, so let's get this one done. Okay, so I have to avoid defeating any dancers. Okay, I can try that. Win the battle against Grape without taking damage. That's normal. And then win the battle against Grape the Great without taking damage. Okay, same thing again. Alright, let's give this a go. I started the boss with the intention of getting all 3 challenges done at once, but, well, you'll see what happens. God, I've got to be careful not to take out these dancers. See, that doesn't count, I just hit him then. No, I'm just gonna fire at it like crazy. Go, go, go. No! Okay, no, he's alright. Don't worry, he's alright. Avoiding hitting the dancers was really important to remember. But then I accidentally killed one, so I just decided to restart. No, I killed it. Dang, that's tough, man. I gave it another go and just tried to focus on avoiding hitting any of the dancers. Get out of my way, dancers. I assume these other dancers. I don't know what else they could be. Oh, no. Okay, we'll do no damage after. Probably shouldn't try and do it all in one. Eventually, I beat the first phase without killing any of the dancers, and moved on to the final one. Yes, okay. First proper, phase done now. Surprisingly, I found the second phase a bit simpler. You know what, the second phase actually seems a bit easier. All I had to do was avoid any attacks, and I beat it pretty easily without taking any damage. The next thing to do was beat the first phase damageless. Yeah, okay, we got 2 of them, we just need to do that middle one now. Come on, I've almost 100% completed the game now, this is just the last thing, I'm pretty sure. I was glad I didn't have to worry about attacking any of the dancers. Alright, we can defeat as many dancers as I want now, I've just got to not take damage. Get out of my way, dancers. I was a pacifist, but now, I'm not gonna lie, you need to die. And then eventually, this happened. Just die! Come on. Yes! Oh god, I think that's it. I've just got to defeat the final phase now. After beating the final phase again, I returned back to the basement. Yes! That is done. I got every single sparkle gem in the game. Yeah! You've collected all of the sparkle gems. That is done. It's nice that there's a little pop-up, you know. And with that boss challenge completed, I'd collected every sparkle gem in the game. My reward for doing this was a special outfit for Peach and Stella, which was pretty cool actually. I also got another secret dress for finding all of the hidden ninjas in the game. And with every decoration, outfit, and sparkle gem obtained, I'd 100% completed Princess Peach Showtime. This game took me about 20 hours to complete according to my Switch profile, and I actually enjoyed it more than I thought I would. Thank you for watching, and if you'd like to see me 100% another good feel game, I have a video where I 100% completed Yoshi's Crafted World, which I've still not recovered from by the way. You can watch it by pressing here.